months ago, I got this email in my inbox from this high school senior. I thought to myself, who on earth is emailing me and has created something called the WISE Initiative and wants to promote an interest in STEM? Who is this person? And so I've had the pleasure of getting to know and work with Regina over the last couple of months, and we're just so happy to have her here today, and I hope you enjoy her presentation as much as I do. Please join me in welcoming Regina.
Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you to Brain Bash at Marion Koshland Science Museum. I am Regina Yap, and first I would like to introduce myself because you're going to listen to me yap for about the next 20 minutes. So, fancy. I am Regina Yap. I'm 18 years old and a senior at Langley High School in McLean, Virginia. At school, I co-founded a club that's designed to empower young women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And on the side, I won the pageant title of Miss Cambodian American Washington, D.C. in November of 2015. And my pageant platform includes encouraging female participation in science and technology. And on Sundays, you can probably find me tutoring mathematics at my local Buddhist temple. So you're probably wondering how I got here, and Nell kind of told you guys a little bit about it before, but I'm a member of National Honor Society at my high school, and they asked senior students to come up with a project, come up with an idea to give back to the community around us. So I looked at my student life and my personal life, and I thought about my passion for STEM. So I came up with the WISE Initiative, which stands for Widening Interest in Science Endeavors. And I reached out to Koshland Science Museum, and they've been so generous and so welcoming. They've helped me all along the way, and Brain Bash could have never been better than I could have ever imagined. So without further ado, let's talk about the teenage brain. So let's start off with a trivia question. Let's not start off with a trivia question. The teenage brain and the teenage years are full of the unfamiliar. We have a new school, we have new subjects to study, new activities to participate in, as well as new people and new friends to meet along the way. And as we grow up, our brains are changing, and so around our brain is dark matter, or not dark matter, gray matter, and that's made of nerve tissue and neurons and supporting cells that surround our brain. And as we grow up, as you can see, the gray matter reduces, and that helps the brain become more efficient and more mature. So our brain will mature well into our mid-20s, and until then, a lot of things are going to happen to our brain. The brain starts to mature in the back of the brain. So I want to ask you guys, how many lobes do you think are in the brain? Like 4. Yeah, correct. Good job. Yes, we have 4. We have the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe, and the temporal lobe. For now, we'll start at the back of the brain with the occipital lobe. So our occipital lobe is critical for our visual and spatial processing, as well as movement and color recognition. So when we play sports, we're processing the area around us, and our eyes and our occipital lobe work closely together. So that way we can think about who to pass the ball to next, and think about where to run to the next base. So also related to the movement and orientation is the parietal lobe. So the parietal lobe is also in charge of orientation and coordination as well. And it's also very important for sensation, like senses such as taste, touch, vision, hearing, and hearing. So can I have a volunteer? Close your eyes and, yeah, come up here. Okay. Can you tell me what this is? Yeah, exactly. It's a water bottle. So, with our pride flow, oh, you guys did that. Wait, hold on. Thank you. So with our senses, the parietal lobe can interpret things and identify things that we can touch, even if we can't hear or see it. So as she demonstrated, even when we close our eyes, we can still kind of identify the things around us, and that's due to the parietal lobe because it stores memory about the sensations that we interpret. Also related to this is memory and speech recognition. So parietal lobe can interpret sounds like language, music, and noises like the police sirens if you're trying to run away from the cops. Moving on is the temporal lobe, and I have to say that this is one of my favorite lobes ever. So different parts of the brain store different parts or types of memory. And in the temporal lobe, we have the hippocampus, which transfers short-term memory into long-term memory. So when students cram for tests, it's not very efficient because when you're cramming 5 textbook or chapters into your head, it goes straight into short-term memory, and the hippocampus can't process that all together efficiently. So short-term memory will keep certain types of information and store it, and then get rid of it after you need it or it is deemed unnecessary. So right before a test and you've crammed like 20 chapters worth in your head, it will all go away because it's stored in your short-term memory. And the hippocampus is located around right here. And memory as well. So what helps the temporal lobe process memory is emotion. So when you ride on a roller coaster and you feel scared, it's going to be stored as your memory with the connection of fear. So every time you ride a roller coaster, you're going to feel a little scared. And that's due to the temporal lobe because it remembers the fear associated with it. But on the other hand, it's going to remember your love of animals. So when you see the dog that you love, it's going to associate it with cats. And whenever you see animals like dogs or cats, you're going to feel very happy. And also, it also interprets language as well. Same thing with the parietal lobe. Now, the frontal lobe is one of the last lobes to evolve, and it's one of the most important in relation to human intelligence because it monitors critical thinking. And within the frontal lobe is a prefrontal cortex, which helps people analyze and weigh the consequences of our actions. So from figuring out what to eat or choosing A or C on that multiple choice test, your frontal lobe is going to help you weigh the consequences of what you're going to do. And within the frontal lobe is the prefrontal cortex, and that will help you become more reasoned and more logical. It's going to help you a lot with your decision making. So these are some of the things that I talked about earlier. And the amygdala is located in your temporal lobe, and that's going to help monitor and regulate your emotional responses, as well as behavior and conditioning. So like conditioning, like I said before, with the animals and your happiness with them, that's going to be stored in your amygdala. And then your emotional responses to fight or flight and your behavior can lead to impulsive behavior, but it's offset by the prefrontal cortex that will help you with problem solving and emotion and complex. So both of these are going to work together during your teenage years, so that way you can become the most efficient person you can be. So what this kind of reminds me of is Calvin and Hobbes. And I'm not sure if you remember during your teenage years, but maybe you wanted to go sledding. So your amygdala is going to tell you, oh, let's go down this huge hill. Let's go down. It's going to be so fun. We're going to be having so much fun. Let's do it. We're going to be so excited. And then your prefrontal cortex is going to be your voice of reason. It's going to be saying, maybe this isn't such a good idea. Maybe someone could get hurt. So you can see how one person is so happy going down the hill, and then the other person's like, well, maybe we should back off. So that's our teenage years in a nutshell, and we're going to be faced with consequences which derives from impulsive behavior, or we can offset it with our voices of reason, our prefrontal cortex. So now that we've covered all the functions of the brain, it's time for a pop quiz. So which lobe is the hippocampus located? Yeah, it's the temporal lobe. Congratulations. All right. One question down. You got it. It was a temporal lobe. What lobe is in charge of motor skills such as blinking and breathing? This one's a little hard, but I think if you have some previous ideas, anyone want to take a guess? We have 4 lobes, so you have a... that's close, not quite. No, I'm sorry. Close. Anyone else? We have 2 lobes to guess from. Yeah, frontal lobe. Which 2 lobes, I'll be taking 2 volunteers, which 2 lobes are the most critical for coordination and visual perception? Yeah, that's one. Good job. Anyone else? We have 1 more lobe. Okay. Yeah, correct. It's the parietal and the occipital. One-handed. Okay. And then, which lobe is the amygdala located? This is your impulsive voice that's trying to itch at you. All right, Finn? Pardon? No, that's close. No, it's not. Yes, it's temporal. Good job. Okay, in which lobe is the prefrontal cortex located? Yeah, congratulations. All right. Good job, everyone. So now we've touched base on all of the functions of the brain. So I think it's equally important to recognize how to keep your brain hearty and healthy. I think we can all agree that sleep is one of the most important things that you can give to the brain. As students wake up early, we've whittled down the hours.